Hey everyone, thank you for coming tonight. I do appreciate it. Earlier this year, the Cortland County Historical Society celebrated its 100th anniversary, and we couldn't have reached this milestone without the help of hundreds, if not thousands, of people over the course of a century. Visitors, volunteers, members, donors, board members, and staff have all contributed to the success of the last 100 years, and we are grateful to each person and their impact on CCHS. In the course of history, there are always people who exceed expectations, and CCHS has had many overachievers. We could talk all night about individuals who have made an impact on this organization, but tonight I'd like to zero in on R. Curtis Harris. Roger Curtis Harris was an avid local historian who served as the Cortland County historian and was a member and trustee of CCHS. He researched and wrote about a wide variety of topics, but he also compiled binders full of information about the history of Homer, which is where he lived. He was a World War I veteran and married with a family of 8 children, but he found time for community, church, and history. Curtis Harris's fingerprints are all over the Historical Society. When CCHS acquired the Suggett House, he set to work to create a massive checklist, and he and others diligently worked their way through the list to prepare the house for its new life as a museum. The Suggett House Museum opened on April 8, 1967, but Curtis Harris was not there to celebrate. He passed away unexpectedly on December 9, 1966. It was a loss keenly felt by his family, friends, and a CCHS family. You know they say lightning doesn't strike in the same spot twice, but I beg to differ because this is not the end of the Harris story. In 1997, Jaffrey Harris joined the CCHS Board of Trustees, and he served in that capacity for 11 years. Like his father, he was intricately involved in keeping the organization running. Jeff was on the Buildings and Grounds Committee and the Collections Committee, and he continued to work on those committees even after he retired from the board. Working on a shoestring budget and with his ingenuity, Jeff created storage solutions you wouldn't believe, and he can fix or make just about anything. He maintained meticulous records for the Building and Grounds Committee, documenting repairs and paint colors for rooms and so much more. It's a wonderful reference for the history of our facility. As a member of the Collections Committee, Jeff inventoried most of our collection, creating detailed lists that filled notebooks and binders with location information. When we need help finding something, Jeff's notes are invaluable. Jeff's wife Nadine was also a longtime volunteer for CCHS. She assisted Jeff by entering the locations he assigned to incoming collections items into our museum database. I cannot emphasize how important Jeff has been to CCHS. But perhaps the most consequential thing he set in motion was to develop an investment account to help the Historical Society navigate tough times and use for opportunities like this. And he and other trustees worked together to make this idea become a reality. And through their collective efforts, we were able to purchase this building without a mortgage. Jeff has given selflessly his time, talent, and treasure for decades, and he has been an ambassador for CCHS, recruiting others to the organization. Like his father, Jeff's fingerprints are all over CCHS. Although Jeff is retired from active duty, he always finds ways to help us with little projects and is always glad to lend a hand. 2 other children of Curtis Harris contributed meaningful gifts to the Historical Society through their estates. Margaret Fisk was a longtime member and volunteer at CCHS. Her dry sense of humor and observations about life made listening to the weekly Cutters and Pasters discussions an educational opportunity, since Margaret volunteered for CCHS until she was about 98 years old. Richard Harris was not a volunteer or member of CCHS, but he left a gift from his estate all the same, and we were able to add both Margaret and Richard's gifts to our investment portfolio for our future. The next generation of the Harris family has continued the tradition of involvement with the Historical Society, and for that we are so grateful. 3 generations of Harris involvement is worthy of celebration. The CCHS Board of Trustees would like to present a plaque to Jeffrey Harris and his family, which I would like to read to you. In recognition of the Harris family, whose many contributions over generations have demonstrated a commitment to preserving and sharing the history of Cortland County, Harris Hall, dedicated September 17th, 2025.
Thank you, Jeff, for everything that's done.
Thank you so much to the Harris family for all they've done, and to all of you for all you have done in any way, shape, or form, whether you've been a volunteer, a member, a donor, a visitor, a trustee. It all makes a difference, and we couldn't be more grateful for the support that we have in our community.